want to talk about the immorality of ugliness, the polarity of adjectives, and the robbery of mentality that leads to physical and observable damages in which other people receive benefits that are hidden and secret and are never compensated at the point in which they are actually sacrificing someone else's life for those benefits. The immorality of ugliness is that because we can tarnish and age, and because we can become unattractive and unappealing through a lack of resources, maybe sleep deprivation, a concentrated force of society or persons who would rather see us fail than succeed at our own personal life, there should be great protection and knowledge of that type of crime. But instead, the only crime that is actually popular is theft and murder. And outside of theft and murder, there are very few things that you could be punished for by society. I believe the greatest crime of our existence is for someone to misuse your appearance. When I say misuse your appearance, I mean to do anything that would hold you back from taking care of it for any length of time, whether it's the buying and selling of goods, the employment of a job, the family relationships or acquaintances of society, the nation or nationality that you're born to. I think that everything should be functional for that purpose. If you ever find that your appearance is just not part of the accountability day to day, in so many ways, I think that is criminal activity. Ever since I was born, no one on planet Earth gave any type of severity to my appearance or anyone's appearance. Oh, sure, there was don't fight in school, don't hurt anyone, don't burn yourself, don't cut yourself, but there was no severity nationally. There was no Constitution or Bill of Rights as to how far can you go with someone else's life, whether parent, friend, or foe. There were no laws about it. Just do on your own, Let your parents take care of you, and then eventually you're going to grow up and buy products. You're going to meet people. You're going to date. You're going to marry, divorce, have children. And then you're going to get old and sit in a wheelchair and die. And that's it. And of course, in between that, you can exercise and diet, and you can go to the doctor. You can get Botox, cosmetic surgery, or various activities of youthfulness and health. But there is no accountability about someone else having access to you. There was this girl, Jillian Cyrus, that I met through my former legal partner. It was his cousin. And she, along with several other people that I met at that particular time in my life, those persons wanted me to be ugly. Okay? This is just the truth. I had a full head of hair, clear skin, a baby soft face, athletic build, and they wanted me to be absolutely his mama's kind of ugly. A Lagos pet handler, a third world poverty reproducer, a homeless person under a bridge. I'm talking about a wig wearing, heavy makeup needing, hairy body, flat chested, dry, dingy, dehydrated motherfucker. Okay? She wanted that for me ever since way back when, but I didn't know. And then I would start to meet more people, and I had a concentration around me of half of a city wanting me to be homeless and unappealing, unattractive, and just absolutely mentally ill. Now, of course, this is going to sound like I am mentally ill, which I am slightly in the world very mentally ill. But on my own turf and on my own stance, I am just fine about what I'm saying. It's just that so many people surrounded my life, and even though I was not gorgeous or pretty, I'm one of the ugliest people on earth, but I couldn't afford to have any loss because I was raised in 21 years of child poverty. So I needed every day, every product, every second, every action. I needed everything to get on track, to start my life, past the point of my poverty as a child. And the guy that I was living with, her justification for it was she thought I was leeching off of her cousin. Even though he was a free-willed, voluntary participant in my life and had no attachments to me, through sexual intercourse. We never had sex. We never French kissed. We never had children. Obviously, we didn't have anything but a shared journey to work and home. And because of that, she thought that she should want me to be ugly because she's like, you're using my cousin. And I'm like, I'm not using your cousin. It just so happened he's using me, But I say this because After so many years and after so many people joined with her that I ended up knowing, the damages have been done. I am the ugliest woman in this city and probably on planet Earth. I mean, she is the happiest woman on earth because she was always ugly. She was no hair, dehydrated skin, fat as a pig, small eyes, no thickness of eyebrows. Everything had to be tailored, of course, and custom, but overall, she was ugly. I wouldn't want to look like her, I'll put it like that, in any kind of way, And what it was that I could say that, now she's really happy because I am damaged. So the immorality of ugliness is this. Ugliness is robbery, being ugly, because the allowance can cause people to do it behind another person's back. For instance, no one should live as an ugly person, and we should not have that as acceptable situation. Aging is also unacceptable. This woman was able to, in conjunction with several other people across this world, murder me and keep me alive as walking dead by damaging my flesh, pulling all my hair out my head, sleep depriving me, family abandoning me, and domestically abusing me through her own cousin, taking advantage of the back alley supported by criminals to help gangsters and mobsters through their victims so that when the police are investigating the crime, there will be no evidence of anyone, though the victim was thrown in that back alley. And they'll all say that they don't know, they saw this, they saw that. That's what poverty and ugliness is like. It's a place where people hold the fort down for innocent victims such as myself. People who are ugly on earth are just ugly because one day someone's going to be born and they're going to be a luckkeeper and they're not going to want to be on planet Earth. They're not going to want to work a job and pay bills. They're going to want to punish everyone for putting them here. And as soon as that's detected, that person's going to become ugly and poor, life threatened. Their nerves are going to be at geological gunpoint, all made possible through the immorality of ugly people who reproduce and held the fort down for the possibility of this occurring. I just thought I should share this. Another thing I want to say is that she's fat. And I believe that all fat people are fat on earth because they're all preordained to go to hell for all of eternity. If you've ever been fat, obese, clinically, we all know what that is, I don't think even working out or losing weight will take away the preordainment that you have a fate and a destiny to be electrocuted for all of eternity. Because in one of your former lifetimes, if not the one you're currently in, you made a choice to never comprehend. You either murdered someone, did something, you agreed to money, you agreed to paperwork, you agreed to people working for total strangers, you agreed that people should have more than their own life in their hands, you agreed to things like FD employment instead of mass production and self-distribution. You overall probably sold your soul to life on planet Earth. And what is life on planet Earth? Unnecessary existence. So what is fat? Unnecessary fatty tissue. And when you tell a person to be on earth, they feel like they're a fat person. If they're who I am. A law-keeper will always feel obese on planet Earth. They won't know how to move and operate. It's like a nervous system. For instance, having a nervous system is just like being fat. And so because of that, anyone who thinks it's okay for a nervous system to be on earth has to be fat in one of their lifetimes, if not all of them. If you've ever been fat, you're just a person who's going to hell. That's what I believe. It may be not true, but that's my belief. That's why I look at people like, there's this man, John Walker, he's going to hell for certain because he's fat. People think it's just because of what you eat. No, motherfucker, I eat everything and I never get fat. Sure, I have a stomach, but fat is fat. We don't get fat because we eat food. We don't lose weight because we exercise. It is happening for reasons. You have extra fat on your body because you think a nervous system is okay. It's not okay. It's already bad enough we have to take care of our body. It's already bad enough there's electrocution around us. The last thing a person needs while they are actually decomposing is to be electrocuted. Anyone who thinks electrocution is okay it's just, everybody on planet Earth thinks it's okay for me to be electrocuted. But some people are more than others. And if you're not obese, you're probably going to have a child. Anything that's extra and painful to observe, all of that stuff is happening to the human race because of my nervous system. because there's no reason for me to be on planet Earth, but especially being electrocuted just to work and pay bills. But overall, I just wanted to say these things, get off my chest. The immorality of ugliness is that if you don't have a standard for how everyone must look, flesh, form, and overall appearance, then every person who is ugly is an accessory to the crime of a victim one day who has done that injustice because it was popular, acceptable, and no one could detect the difference between someone who didn't care about the laws of science and someone who was murdered in broad daylight because people were jealous.